The Secret Philosophy of Plato. 4 Rules for a Fulfilled Life. Imagine stepping into Athens, nearly 2,400 years ago. The air smells of olive trees, the marble streets shimmer under the golden sun, and the sound of sandals echoes through the bustling marketplace. The city is alive, full of stories, arguments, laughter, and dreams. But among the noise of traders and poets, there's one man quietly changing how humanity thinks forever. His name? Plato. Now, Plato wasn't your typical philosopher lost in dusty scrolls and daydreams. He was in a way a spiritual hacker, obsessed with figuring out one big question that still drives us today. What does it take to live a truly fulfilled life? Born into a rich and powerful family, Plato ditched luxury and status to pursue something deeper, something he called eudaimonia. Say it like eudaimonia, a Greek word meaning a state of deep fulfillment, of human flourishing. Fast forward to today. In a world of Instagram fame, endless hustle culture, and follow your heart slogans, Plato's ancient wisdom feels weirdly modern. So, in this video, we'll break down Plato's 4 life-changing ideas, the same concepts he wrote in his legendary books like The Republic, the Symposium, and the Apology. Each idea is like a time-tested roadmap to happiness, success, and meaning, stuff most self-help books today still fail to capture. Get comfortable, grab a snack, because once you understand Plato's philosophy, everyday life won't look the same again. First big idea. Think more. You've probably heard sayings like trust your gut or just follow your heart. But Plato would tell you, hold up, are you sure that's a wise idea? Plato's first lesson was to think more deeply about your life, not just react or copy what everyone else is doing. He believed that most of us, yes, even the smartest, spend our lives chasing what the Greeks called doxa, meaning popular opinion. And boy, the guy had a point. Think about the stuff people still believe today. Fame equals happiness. The more money you have, the better your life. You gotta be true to your feelings, even if they don't make sense. Sound familiar? Plato believed these common sense ideas are often dead wrong. Why? Because they lead us toward shallow goals and leave us feeling empty inside. He compared our emotions to wild horses, strong, impulsive, and untamed. If you don't learn to control them, they drag you through life in random directions. The solution? Know yourself. And not in a vague, like, find your vibe, modern kind of way. Plato meant really knowing yourself. He introduced something called philosophical therapy, a process of thinking deeply, asking tough questions, and challenging your own beliefs. It's what we'd now call critical thinking. In fact, Plato's mentor Socrates was the master of this. Socrates used to walk around Athens asking random people things like, "So you think money makes people happy? Why may you believe that?" He didn't embarrass people, he made them think. That's why today this process is called a Socratic discussion, when you dig into your own ideas with logic rather than emotion. Example time. Let's say you're unhappy at your job. You tell yourself, I need a new job to be happy. But Plato would urge you to ask, okay, but what does happiness really mean to me? Is it more free time? Being creative? Helping others? That single moment of reflection could drastically change your life path. Engagement question. When was the last time you sat down and questioned one of your core beliefs? Do you think we live life too fast to actually stop and think anymore? Plato's answer would be yes, but not out of hopelessness. He believes self-knowledge turns chaos into clarity. You start making decisions that align with who you truly are, not what society expects you to be. So, next time you face a big decision, remember Plato's voice whispering, know yourself, or risk being pulled by wild horses. Second big idea. Let your lover change you. Now let's talk about something everyone cares about, love. Plato saw love very differently from how we usually see it on TikTok or Netflix. For him, true love wasn't about finding your other half or someone who loves you just the way you are. He'd say, nah, that's not love, that's comfort. In his famous dialogue, The Symposium, Plato describes a fancy dinner party where a bunch of stylish Athenians, poets, philosophers, and thinkers sit around drinking wine and talking about what love really is.
At one point, Plato suggests that real love is built on admiration. Here's how he explained it. When you fall for someone, you're actually drawn to their virtues, qualities you admire but lack. Maybe it's their confidence, their discipline, their kindness, or their courage. So falling in love isn't just emotional, it's educational. Love, to Plato, is like a mirror showing you what you could become. The right person doesn't just make you feel safe, they help you grow. That's a wild idea, right? Because today, we're often told to look for someone who accepts us as we are. But Plato believed your lover should help you become a better human, even if it gets uncomfortable sometimes. He said a relationship should be like a mutual classroom, both people learning from each other. Example, let's say you're super disciplined but emotionally cold, and your partner is warm but bad at planning. Instead of arguing or blaming each other, Plato would say, perfect, you two are each other's teachers. Love, then, becomes a partnership of self-improvement, not perfection. Viewer engagement question. Do you believe love should challenge us to grow? Or do you think it's better when love just feels easy and drama-free? Over time, Plato's idea evolved into something deeper, the ladder of love. He said we start by loving physical beauty, then emotional beauty, then the beauty of ideas and virtues, until we finally love beauty itself, the essence of what makes life meaningful. That's why Plato's concept of love wasn't just about romance. It was about becoming wiser through connection. Third big idea, decode the message of beauty. Ever walked into a place so beautiful it made you feel peaceful? Maybe it was a sunset by the ocean, a cozy cafe, or a perfectly designed room. Plato would tell you, that feeling isn't random. It's your soul remembering what it truly values. Plato was obsessed with beauty, but not in a shallow celebrity magazine sense. He wanted to know why beauty moves us. His answer, beauty is a glimpse of truth. According to Plato, when you see something beautiful, you're really sensing virtue, qualities like harmony, order, grace, or strength. You find it beautiful because, deep down, you want to bring those same qualities into your own life. For example, when we see an elegant building, it might remind us of balance and discipline. When we listen to beautiful music, we feel calm and unity. Beauty, then, is like a silent teacher reminding us who we can be. Plato even believed art could heal the soul. He called it therapeutic, not entertainment, but a way to grow emotionally and spiritually. That's why he was picky about art. He warned against ugly or chaotic art because it feeds confusion instead of wisdom. Look around our modern world. Billboards selling envy, reality shows glorifying drama, social media promoting fake beauty. Plato would have been like, y'all need to clean your aesthetic diet. To live well, he said, surround yourself with things that embody harmony and balance. Questions to engage. What kind of beauty inspires you the most? Nature, music, design, or people? Do you think modern art still teach us about virtue, or has it lost that meaning? Beauty isn't just decoration for Plato. It's a moral compass. Fourth big idea, reform society. Plato wasn't just about fixing individuals, he wanted to fix the whole world. He looked at Athens, his beloved city, and saw corruption, poor leadership, and shallow ambition. Politicians chasing fame, citizens voting carelessly, and everyone obsessed with pleasure over wisdom. Sound familiar?
So he asked a daring question. What would a society look like if it was designed to make people wise and fulfilled? In his most famous book, The Republic, Plato dropped a revolutionary proposal. A city ruled not by rich people, not by celebrities, but by philosopher kings. Why philosophers? Because, he said, they're the only ones trained to think beyond personal gain. They seek truth, not applause. They care about justice, not popularity. In today's terms, he basically said, we need leaders who are more like Nelson Mandela and less like social influencers. But here's the twist. Plato wasn't a fan of democracy. He saw it turn into chaos, where people voted for whoever sounded good, not whoever actually knew what was right. To him, that was like letting anyone fly a plane just because they want to, without training. He wasn't anti-freedom, he was pro-wisdom. To make this vision real, he built the Academy, one of the world's first universities. Students didn't just learn math or science, they studied morality, virtue, and how to live a noble life. His dream?
That one day, kings would become philosophers, or philosophers would become kings. Now that's deep. Imagine if every senator or president had to pass emotional intelligence exams, not popularity polls. That's the kind of system Plato envisioned, leaders guided by truth, not ego. His ideas may sound idealistic, but even today, universities, think tanks, and philosophical movements are rooted in his teachings from over 2 millennia ago. Modern reflection. So, what can we learn from Plato, this ancient wizard from Athens? At first glance, his 4 big ideas seem simple, but when you peel them back, they reshape how we live, love, and lead. Let's recap in plain English. Think more. Don't get lost in noise. Question what's normal. Let love change you. The right relationship helps you evolve. Decode beauty. The things you find beautiful can guide your character. Reform society. Build a world that values wisdom over wealth. Now here's what's wild. Even though Plato lived 2,400 years ago, we still struggle with the same stuff. Chasing status, ignoring introspection, craving ease over growth. But maybe, just maybe, true fulfillment isn't about achieving more. It's about understanding more. Plato's message feels timeless. Happiness isn't a goal, it's a skill. And philosophy, thinking deeply about life, is how we learn it. Questions for you. Which of Plato's 4 ideas hit you hardest today? Do you agree with his warning about popular opinion and democracy? What do you think makes a truly fulfilled life? Encourage viewers to comment their favorite idea, share their reflections, or even challenge Plato's thoughts, because in Plato's spirit, real wisdom begins with discussion. As Plato himself might say if he were alive today, don't just scroll, think.